camera dudes taking pictures of camera dudes. We're here for such a different reason than everyone else.
This video is presented by Music Bed. This video is the behind the scenes of a short film, mini documentary, character profile, whatever you want to call it, about a young woman who's a horse trick rider named Bella da Costa. So if you've seen it already, great. If you haven't seen it already, just check it out after behind the scenes. Just get into the country spirit because we're headed to a rodeo. Check out this guy right here. Not her. That's cute. That is cute. Before I pack this thing away, I want to show you the camera that I will be using for this project, the Sony FX6. I've obviously been using the Sony FX3 for a very long time. And 3 to 4 years later of this camera being out, I'm finally gonna give it a go. This will probably be a package that I use for majority of the shoot. Got the Tilta rigging system going on. Got a little Tilta Mirage matte box that I don't really use. It just kind of looks cool. Yeah, I'm excited to probably make a separate video just basically focusing on my thoughts of using this, but I can tell right away I'm gonna enjoy it just because it feels good to have like a full camera package back in my arms. It's been a while. Put this back on one-handed. I think that went on pretty good. Yeah, I'm headed to Apache Junction, Arizona tomorrow morning to film trick rider named Bella da Costa do some really insane stuff off a horse. Meeting Pat McGinley at the airport, who, if you watch the channel, you know Pat. He's gonna be shooting BTS, and then second operating during like Bella's performances at the rodeo. Then hired a local production assistant out in Phoenix, Isaac Holchworth. The film crew is just gonna be the 3 of us, and Bella and her mom, Chrissy, kind of thrive the most in just smaller crew settings. But yeah, I gotta get packed up, fly out tomorrow. As soon as we get there, pretty much gonna get right into filming. I'm gonna try do some vlog stuff. There's gonna be the behind the scenes shot by Pat, but if you see the vlog stuff fall off, that means I was just too focused on the shoot. Which that will probably happen. So Pat and I landed in Phoenix, Arizona, and we were off to a great start. We had rented a mid-size pickup truck and ended up getting this massive Dodge Ram, bighorn, massive full-size truck. On the way to the Airbnb, Pat and I smashed some In-N-Out and some Dutch Bros like any East Coast peasants would do when visiting the West. But we swooped into the Airbnb, which is where we finally met Isaac in person for the first time, and thank the Lord, he was an awesome, awesome dude, perfect addition to the team. And we didn't have much time to settle in. We quickly built our cameras as fast as possible and had to get to the rodeo grounds where we were gonna meet Bella and start filming her practice.
All right. Time to go meet Bella. Head to the Lost Dutchman Rodeo. Feeling a little frazzled right now.
Yeah. I'm facing away from the mountains. We're like coming up on like this main entrance gate thing.
How do I get in? We could park here and hop the fence.
Yeah. Dude, great to see you guys in person. Thank you. All right, we'll be right around.
The horses are so cool. Oh.
Hell yeah. We got freaking badges.
Wow. Look at that. 61st annual. Yeah, I remember the first 60. I feel like that was like a good icebreaker right away.
Dude, toss that on, dude.
Get this guy on.
Let's go.
Dude, and we got a 4th? Let's just pick up a stranger. Yeah, I'm just trying to imagine the freaking electricity walking into this place come tomorrow. Just people chanting Bella's name.
So how this shoot came to be is pretty interesting. Like if you asked me a couple months ago, I would have had no idea what horse trick riding was, anything about Bella's world. So I was scrolling on Instagram one day and I came across a post by Kodak Film, and there was this like short, quick montage commercial that was absolutely beautiful of a woman doing these insanely cool tricks and maneuvers off the side of a horse. And just me being the curious individual that I am, I was like, whoa, this is sick. This is gonna be like the coolest little documentary ever. I can't wait to watch the rest of it. And then like 10 seconds later, the video was done and it ended up just being like a brand commercial for a jeans company. It was gorgeous and the filmmakers did an incredible job shooting that. It looked great being shot on real film. But for me, I was like, I just like want to know more now. Like I want to know more about this woman. I want to know more about like what this culture is. So I was like, you know, F it. I'm gonna reach out to this woman and see if I can learn more about her and if she would be potentially interested in me doing a little project with her. So I sent a message just explaining who I was and what I wanted to do. And she got back to me and was like casually interested. So I ended up hopping on like a Google Meet with Bella and her mom, who's kind of like her manager and travels with her all over from rodeo to rodeo. And we just kind of got to know each other. I explained who I was, why I wanted to do this project with Bella. I learned a ton about their family, their horses, how she got into it, and all that great stuff. So we kind of figured out that in a couple weeks they'd be at a smaller rodeo function in Apache Junction, Arizona, which would probably make for the most likely opportunity for access as a film crew, because with the major professional giant rodeos, it'd be a lot harder for us to get access. We didn't know what our access would be. We kind of just decided that we were gonna take a chance on it and figure it out as we go, book some plane tickets for us, and a few weeks out, we found ourselves in Apache Junction, Arizona.
Dude, the horses are they're just loving the view of the trailer. Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
So glad this worked out. Bella, great to meet you.
Once we made our way onto the rodeo grounds, we finally got to meet Bella and her mom, Chrissy, in person for the first time. And energy was fantastic. They were so personable and welcoming. And they introduced us to the 3 horses right away.
Ooh.
He's still a little wet.
I honestly don't think I've ever felt a horse before.
Really? Oh.
They feel so strong.
And then
Oh yeah, there it is.
Oh yeah, don't walk in that.
I already did. I'm
They
sorry.
say you're not supposed to walk behind a horse's butt. But,
Okay.
you know, rules don't apply to me because my horses are really calm.
Well, you also, they know you. I'll stand back. I'll get kicked in the
Alright.
face.
No, you're good. This is Jet.
Hey, Jet.
You could just feel how strong the relationship was between Bella and her horses. Just the way she was introducing us to them, allowing us to pet them, and how calm and gentle they were with strangers. I just knew right away this was gonna be a strong piece based on how real that relationship was between Bella and the animals. So once we got the pleasantries out of the way, it was time to start filming, which was kind of nerve-wracking, A, because I was using this camera, the Sony FX6, for the first time.
First shots with the FX6. Well, at first, this wasn't plugged in, and I couldn't see. Then the handle wasn't plugged in, so I wasn't recording, and I thought it was. But we're all good now.
B, because we were filming something that is incredibly dangerous. And although you wouldn't consider trick riding a traditional sport, Bella is very much an athlete and needs to go through proper mental preparation and needs to have the flow of her usual practice routine and stuff. So I wanted to treat this like I was filming like Sydney McLaughlin on the track, filming Kevin Durant on the basketball court. If anything, it was more important for me to respect Bella's process because what she's doing is so incredibly dangerous compared to any other sport I filmed. So we go into the stadium. Chrissy, Bella's mom, kind of walked us through like what were the safe areas to be in the arena and to film. And then we just started letting it rip. Bella just went through her practice routine. I was on my 70 to 200 just trying to pick off shots and just kind of get into a flow of things. It was so cool because trick riding looks so cool in videos. But when you're there, it's so much cooler than I could have ever imagined. You get to feel the velocity that Bella is moving on the horses. You feel the power of the horses. It felt really cool and special to have the opportunity to film this. But the issue that I was having was, again, this was my first time using the camera that I was using. And I was like fumbling the bag hard within the first couple hours of filming. Not the best thing to test a new camera on when someone is flying at you on a horse at 30, 40 miles per hour straight at you. And the autofocus was buzzing. I was missing shots and didn't want to ask Bella to keep, redoing things over and over again. So as much as it was practice for Bella and her horses, it was also practice of me trying to figure out how to use this camera properly.
Wanna just stay there for me? And you got nice control.
And we're we're just figuring that part out.
Ended up having an incredible sunset. It was cool being in Arizona, coming from Philly. That was extremely cold. It was so warm. The sunset was gorgeous. It felt so nice to just be outside. We were able to get some really magnificent sunset shots at the end of the day.
Hopefully they weren't watching.
Once we got all the shots we needed, like I always like to do on these types of projects, we went out for like a team family dinner with Bella, her mom, our whole crew, and just had a great time getting to know each other. And it gave us an opportunity to kind of talk over schedule and kind of get on the same page of what are these next 3 to 4 days of filming going to look like for us. So on these mini documentary character profiles that I like to do, there's a lot of stuff that you can't plan for, and a lot of spontaneous things happen, a lot of unknown. But for the most part, I like to come into it with a really solid plan and a really solid outline that can generally be broken down into chapters. And each chapter kind of has its own buckets of a shot list that needs to be captured for that specific chapter. And each chapter generally has music reference to give you a general sense of the vibe of the film. With Bella, I sent over an outline that referenced a lot of the music so that she could get a sense in her head of what this thing was gonna look like, feel like, be about. So the music references that I share are generally music from artists that I'm listening to on my daily basis, and it's not necessarily songs that I'm able to afford licensing for. And it's really frustrating when you can't find music to back up those references with, because oftentimes it never feels as real and authentic and doesn't connect you to the reason you wanted to use that song in the first place. But oftentimes, especially on this project, I'm finding really strong, real music on music bed that easily backs up those music references. And in this case, for this film, actually ended up being better than I could have imagined for this particular project. So for example, chapter 2 in this film is this really fun, exciting montage of Bella performing, these kind of like these portrait shots of Bella, a lot of fun energy from the rodeo itself. And my music reference for that was a Zach Bryan song, Oklahoma Smoke Show. There was kind of like this crazy like halftime bridge, like guitar riff situation in that song that I wanted to make it feel like. So I plugged that into Music Bed search by song feature, and it spit out songs that kind of were in the same ballpark as that original music reference. And I ended up finding this song called Under Control, and it felt perfect. It felt so full and felt so real and was like the perfect fit. I usually don't like to use songs with lyrics because a lot of times on different platforms it can come across a little corny, if I'm being honest. And this song had like the perfect lyrics that fit and matched even Bella's story and the last line that she says in the film where
like, I want a little girl to remember me how I remembered seeing my first trick rider. She was my idol. She was a fearless girl on horseback and just standing up on a horse, and she looked so free.
So I was just super excited about that song, and it just felt so real and fit within the rodeo culture, within this exciting life that Bella lives. All the music in that film and all the music in the behind the scenes video here is from Music Bed. So if you want to make the switch to Music Bed and find that genuine music that helps your audience connect your films, you can use my link in my description below for a 14-day free trial when you sign up.
Yeehaw!
Smell like that when you're drinking.
You get like copyright claim if you use this book.
So the plan on day one was just kind of figure out how everything was going to go and unfold. I knew we had 3 full days of rodeo, so we didn't necessarily have to capture everything today. It was literally our first rodeo. So I just wanted to get a feel for how everything was gonna work out, how it would be with us filming in the actual arena when Bella was performing. So again, treating Bella like she's an athlete, letting her go through her prep without being overly intrusive.
I just cruise around like this all the time. Like people have like their little bikes.
Yeah.
No, I'm just too lazy to put a saddle on, and I'll just hop on my horse like that. But she kind of has control of me because I only have one side tied up.
So we got some B-roll of her, gave her some space, went and got some B-roll of the crowd of the rodeo, got some events that were happening, which was my first time seeing, you know, bucking horses and bull riding and all this stuff that you see in movies and documentaries. And I was just living my best life. Like, I've always just kind of like been in awe of the American West and that culture out there, being someone from the East Coast. So Bella's first performance on day one, we knew it was gonna be like a very intense situation. We only had, you know, however long, I think it's like 2 minutes that she's actually in the arena for. The gates opened up and we had a couple seconds to run in and get set up.
Meet her just a little bit as we clear out the arena today. You gotta meet her a little bit in
Pace is nothing.
We're gonna set the stage here this afternoon. If you're wondering, you see that rope going all along the arena wall. This is really cool. Camera crews coming out and everything. I guarantee you don't want to miss it.
So we get set up and all of a sudden Bella comes ripping in. Got my 120 frames per second set up on the 70 to 200 to get all those beautiful intricate shots. And she comes around and just starts doing her thing. And I'm getting great shots and the crowd is going wild, so much more than for any other event that was happening at the rodeo. And you can see why. What she does is really incredible. And being there in person, again, it's just like a marvel to be able to sit there and look at. I even looked over my shoulder at one point. I looked at Isaac after Bella does a trick where I think it's called the hippodrome, where she's standing up on her horse and kind of like throwing the arms out, which is one of my favorite shots in the final film. And I look over at Isaac and he's got tears in his eyes. And I understand why, and I felt that. And A, that just like made me like Isaac so much more. And B, like it just shows the power of what Bella does.
Freaking killer. The adrenaline rush.
The old FX6.
I like it so far. It's been nice having the one button to just switch it back and forth to the slow motion. Just like looks cool.
After a performance, after a rodeo, we got more B-roll shots, and then we did some really fun sunset shots, playing with the sunset.
Where? Okay.
So like you're gonna come up and like.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. These things are expensive, man.
Yeah. I'm reckless with it.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Yeah. Come out with a little more energy at her.
Okay, like.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. I'm gonna see how close I can get before I lose focus. Doing good. Look at this lighting right now. I'm on the back of a tailgate and a bighorn, looking out at a rodeo. Vibes are high right now. I think we got some good stuff today. What do you want me to sing?
I wanted to integrate these portrait shots with this blue curtain that I ended up shipping to Isaac through Amazon. I wanted like shots that felt like it was more than just a rodeo, and I wanted shots that kind of unveiled Bella and her personality that you don't typically get to see in a lot of the videos I've seen from Bella. I love these like DIY situations. Like we just set up this like curtain right next to our trailer, had one light that I had brought, and it was actually like the only light that we ended up using the entire shoot.
So it's gonna be like,
Okay. I'm.
tip the hat off,
Okay.
tip the hat.
I'm gonna be so good.
Give me the tip of the cap.
Oh, I don't know if I want to take it off. Or like.
And it ended up looking great. It was like cut together, super fun in the actual montage itself, and I was excited about it. More so than anything, it was just really fun to shoot and kind of broke down any walls that might have been up at that point between the film crew, Bella, and her mom. It just ended up being like, we were all friends after that. It ended up being like just every night we just ended up going to dinner together because it wasn't like a separation between talent and film crew. It was just one big crew, all looking to make the best possible video and have the most fun doing it.
Walk in.
And then throw it. Okay. Got it. Skipping, not walking. You don't walk around. I don't have that kind of coordination, Mom.
I took modern dance in college. You guys want to get one? Pop it.
You know how to two-step, baby. I know how to cut a buck. You know how to drive me crazy. You're my only one.
Day 2 of the rodeo, 3rd day of shooting. It was basically just gonna be kind of the same rundown of what to expect from the first day of the rodeo. We kind of knew exactly what was gonna happen, so we could be a little more strategic of where we're gonna shoot.
And the rocket's red flag.
I wanted to play a lot with different flavors of frame rate. I didn't want everything to just be in slow motion, and like one of my least favorite things in the world is watching 120 frames per second played back at normal speed at 24 frames per second. It just like looks so chaotic and choppy. I wanted to give a sense still of what it's like to see her moving in person and show how fast she was moving and how graceful it is.
One more time, right there. The horn spin bumps and a blow of the kiss from Bella. She has been selected professional.
Another great performance, another great rodeo, and then after that we had a few more fun shots set up for the evening at sunset. Rented the pickup truck for a reason. I wanted to do a lot of fun shots of hanging off the side of the truck, out the window, all these unique angles and shots that I could play with Bella to kind of show like what it's like for her and what it feels like to see the world flying by as she's hanging off the side of her horse.
Don't worry.
No, it's fine.
Don't let anything happen
As long as
to
the
you.
camera doesn't follow me, I'll be good.
I'm a trained professional.
Coordinator Dan.
I kind of want to like drive towards the sun, so
Like that.
yeah, turn around.
Give him his head.
We'll play it around. All right, so do that, look straight, and then look back. Thank God I got this lanyard on.
After that, we brought the FX3 to this carnival that was happening right next to the rodeo grounds. I figured it'd be a lot of really fun, dynamic, cool shots. Brought the gimbal, got this really epic shot of Bella just walking through the crowd. But the one thing I didn't realize about going to the carnival and going on rides with Bella was that she is deathly afraid of going on
I'm
rides.
just gonna stare at this bull.
Do you have an ND filter, do you?
No.
Oh my god, we're going higher.
Whoa! You got this, Bella.
Oh, that's
got
beautiful.
Going down. Holy shit!
This is a shame because I'm not looking.
Oh my god. I hope we stop. No, we're still going. He's gonna send us. If he stops at the top, I might cry.
I hope he stops.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's
I hope he
beautiful,
doesn't.
dude.
Oh no.
Whoa, this is trippy.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm good now.
It's kind of interesting to see like
Bye.
how fearless and confident she is doing these extremely dangerous tricks off the sides of the horses. And I think it just stems back to how much she trusts her horses and how in control she is in those moments when she's with those horses. But yeah, I just thought that was so funny.
Seems to be where I feel.
So day 4 of shooting, 3rd and final day of the rodeo. We kind of had everything we needed. It was just about like getting pickup shots, getting more fun shots of her performance. Everything was going well until it wasn't.
Coming your way. We're about to bring you some heart-pounding action.
During the one shot in the film where she's doing the hippodrome, she's standing up on the horse with her arms wide out. The tail end of that shot, Bella is standing up on her horse Dixie and they're going around the turn, and Dixie kind of takes a bit of a stumble and goes down a little bit, and that causes Bella to go from a standing position to kind of like fall down towards the horn of her saddle. And apparently that exact situation is how a lot of horse trick riders get severely injured and die. because that horn will pierce her sternum and kill a person. So Bella finishes her performance, they leave, we all go to the back of the trailer, and I could tell there's like this shift in energy, and although they were controlling their emotions incredibly well, probably better than I definitely would have been, I could tell Bella and her mom are a little bit shook up about the situation, and it's such a scary thing. It shows that, you know, what she does is really so dangerous, and although she makes it look so easy, this is an incredibly difficult thing to do, and the fact that Bella was able to get out of that situation unharmed just shows how incredibly skilled at trick riding she is. And it says a lot that she's able to bounce back, continue her performance, sign autographs with fans, and have this smile on her face after something that could have been, you know, really, really bad.
About to get a cool thumbnail.
Absolutely.
Just a couple camera dudes taking pictures of camera dudes. We're here for such a different reason than everyone else.
She even filmed with us more at the end of the day, doing more fun stuff, like with the truck. I set up a car rig, and then we did that shot where Bella is kind of sprinting with Dixie through the desert landscape, which again is like kind of sketchy because it's not like a controlled area where she can freely sprint with her horses. So she's a warrior, tough as nails, and truly is like the purest definition of what a cowgirl is.
This is the worst part of my job.
Let's get the thumbnails.
So the last day we were just filming with Bella in the morning, which was going to be just her interview. In the interview, I wanted to keep it super natural, super raw. I wanted it to feel badass like a cowgirl would be. So I didn't want to set up like pretty lighting. I didn't want to like, you know, be in like indoors or anything. So we took our truck. It's like kind of high noonish. We parked the truck in the middle of a parking lot, put the sun slightly behind Bella, had her sit up on the edge of the pickup truck, had a boom mic, Pat shooting the tight, Isaac was shooting the wide, and I was interviewing. We just had a really casual conversation. And I asked the questions that I kind of prepped her with, just with the outline. She kind of knew what I was getting at. We had developed a friendship just through the handful of days of filming. So everything was really casual.
Okay.
Now what?
Now just hang on to his mane.
His mane? I want to pull his hair.
No, they're good. They don't feel it.
Really?
Yeah, like that's where they'll like feel it, but like.
I feel like I'm at a birthday party.
Yeah, and then you put your legs more forward, and like sit on your pockets.
Sit on my pockets?
Like pretend like you're wearing jeans and you have pockets, so your butt.
Tailbone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's sure.
Oh, that's good.
So we had one last lunch together at In-N-Out, which was like our 4th time having In-N-Out during that trip. Wasn't feeling great, honestly, but we said our goodbyes to Bella and Chrissy as they went off to their next rodeo. Said goodbye to Isaac, who was just like, again, just a perfect fit with Pat and I and our crew. Such a pleasure to be around. If you're ever in Phoenix and need somebody, hit up Isaac. Then Pat and I's flight was a red eye, so we had a lot of time, so we ended up just crushing a hike up in these mountains that we had been staring at all weekend that kind of sat behind the rodeo grounds. Yeah, man, the thing that I love about these projects is just how open, like Bella and other people that I film, are with their worlds, and how they let me in with a camera and let me become immersed in the world and events and places and situations and cultures that I would have never have gotten the chance to experience. And it's always something I'm super grateful for as a filmmaker, because it just broadens my perspective as a creative person, as a human being, and it kind of just like makes me feel like so alive and reminds me why I like put myself through this like extremely difficult path of being a filmmaker. Yeah, I thought the edit came out super fun, had a great time editing it. I did all the color, sound design, editing, everything myself. Just because I want to I like to try to keep some of these projects true to like the solo filmmaker route, which is why I think a lot of people enjoy my content. I actually do a video talking about my first experience with the FX6 if anyone's interested in that one. Go say what's up to Bella on Instagram, wherever. Hopefully at some point you get the opportunity to see her perform live. It's definitely worth it. Yeah, thanks for watching. Love you. Bye.